My son Josiah, when he was born, he was diagnosed with a life-threatening disease. And a friend told me about the Children's Life Fund. Thanks to Kamala and the UNC government for making it happen. He was given a second chance in life, and now he's in Form 5 and he's able to sit CXC. Take it from me, when UNC wins, everybody wins.
Hi, my name is Hannah Henry, and at the age of 12 years old, I passed for Bishop Anstey High School. At the time, I didn't have access to a laptop, and my mom couldn't afford it. But thankfully to the UNC government, I was able to have access to one, and it was so much easier to not have to worry about sending in my assignments on time. And I'm so grateful. Thanks, Auntie Cams. When UNC wins, everybody wins.
I retired in 2002. When I retired, my pension was $1,000 from NIS. When Mr. Bissessa came into power in 2010, my pension rose to $3,000. Now I'm hearing PNM say, if you have money saved, they could take away your pension. I can't wait to vote UNC again. When UNC wins, senior citizens like myself win.
My son Josiah, when he was born, he was diagnosed with a life-threatening disease. And a friend told me about the Children's Life Fund. Thanks to Kamala and the UNC government for making it happen. He was given a second chance in life, and now he's in Form 5 and he's able to sit CXC. Take it from me, when UNC wins, everybody wins.
Good evening, and welcome to La Joya. Just some safety briefing before we start. My name is Brenda John. I'm the Councillor for Enterprise South, Londonville North. At the car park, the muster point, if in case of any emergency, we'll assemble there. The washroom is on to my right, so we'll filter across there. So at 7 promptly, we'll be starting. Thank you.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team,
Good evening, my UNC family. For your safety, in the case of emergency, the muster point is out through the gate to the east. Bathrooms are to the west inside, as we thank La Joya for this spacious accommodation. If you are able so to do, could you kindly stand for the playing of our country's national anthem?
Almighty God, most beneficial and merciful, Creator of the universe and embodiment of divine wisdom and light, we come before you with thanksgiving and praise. May your will be done in our nation as it is in the heavens. Please bless our political leader, party officials, activists, and all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Give us the grace to always see good, be good, and do good, and the courage to serve the people. Protect us as we stand against injustice and iniquity, and inspire our endeavors to find the right solutions to the problems that are affecting our fellow citizens. Grant that we may always work together with humility and respect for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of our country.
Kindly be seated and welcome to the La Joya Complex Car Park in the battleground constituency of St. Joseph, where today we learned that Devish Mirage has taken a 12-point lead and has sent the PNM into a catastrophic collapse. Make some noise for Devish Mirage, the next MP for St. Joseph, Aranguez St. Joseph. Now with 5 days to vote, you're going to get all sorts of tricks from the PNM. It's rather sad that a government that has spent over $600 billion needs to rely on tricks, on lies, on games, on gimmicks. They're changing their slogan from all in to red is the word to a new chapter with the same old Rowley and a new look and a manifesto that they had for 9.5 years, getting experience on the job while you suffered. There are many ways to know how an election is swinging. You can look at the crowds at meetings, look at the mix, look at the demographics. You can read papers, you can walk the ground, you can listen to the people, you can go to the markets, you can do scientific polls, you can monitor the situation, you can think about voter turnout, the timing of the election, what's going on. But one way to tell when the PNM is under pressure is when their gurus are crumbling. And today in St. Joseph, we saw their talisman, their political guru, their political trickster, the man who has been guiding elections not only in St. Joseph, but for the PNM for over 40 years, the right-hand man of Keith Christopher Rowley, the man who has been responsible for spending over $4 billion of PSIP every year for the last 9.5 years. The man who Rowley trusts to build hospital, airport, health center, community center, police station, rehabilitation of Red House, President's House, the Big Seven, Meal Fleur, and every house in Trinidad and Tobago, along with sports stadium. Mr. Noel Garcia lost his marbles today. He lost control because the information coming into him just shows a decimation of the PNM, and he has never seen this in his history. He's never seen such a rejection. He feels it on the ground. People are not coming out. The young people are using French language on them. He sees it in the polls. And today, when the UNC was producing a sport and family day for young children, he lost control of himself. He went wild. He was threatening UNC supporters, regular citizens, calling them criminals, telling them all sorts of untoward things. This is not Noel Garcia's personality. When you're getting curtailed, the true you does come out. So Noel Garcia, as one political savant to another, I say thank you for letting us know that the UNC and the coalition is on the road to victory on April the 28th. A resounding victory across Trinidad and Tobago. Kamala Prasad Bisesa shall be the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, Noel Garcia. Introducing my co-chair for this evening. Because the UNC, we don't only want ugly bald-head fellas up here. We have a wide variety of intelligent, brilliant ladies, and bringing one here, Brenda John, is a dedicated counselor for the electoral district of Enterprise South, Londonville North. She proudly represented the United National Congress. She's the chairperson for Public Health Committee on the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. With a deep-rooted commitment to community. She loves her people and she fights for them inside and outside of the council. Please welcome my co-chair for this evening, Miss Brenda John.
La Joya, good night, UNC family. Anil alone and her big mouth, you know. Welcome when UNC wins. Everybody wins. Welcome, welcome. I love you all so much. And you know, today is our political leader birthday. So we'll have to, during the course of the celebration, wish her a happy birthday by singing and celebration. I am the co-host this afternoon, as my co-host stated, Mr. Anil Roberts, and you know, he have all the intelligent, all the know-how, and he say, I'm just humble and simple, and I'm on the ground. And on the ground is shaking, and the ground is saying UNC is in front of the PNM, right through. UNC is all in front, and we have to keep the momentum going. We have to continue with all the pushing. All right, so bring out every single person on April the 28th. My next speaker, Miss Khadija Amin, I would like to bring to the podium. But before I do that, Khadija is the incumbent and incoming MP for St. Augustine, a shadow local government, a child of the UNC who has ever been in handcuffs, defending this party, nominated for local government council at the age of 21, then elected at age 22. In 2010, she became the youngest chairman of Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation, former Women's Arm chairman, deputy leader and incumbent deputy chair of United National Congress, senator in 11 Republic of Parliament, holds an MBA in leadership from Angela Ruskin University and pursuing her LLB with the University of London. From woman to woman power, let's welcome Member of Parliament, Khadija Amin for St. Augustine.
St. Joseph, let me hear you. I want to say a special good night to the people of St. Augustine. Make some noise. To my fellow candidates and of course to our political leader who celebrates her birthday today. Let her give her a round of applause. My brothers and sisters, we are here in St. Joseph tonight, and I can tell you, all week along the East-West corridor, the UNC has been making waves, and we will win on April 28th. We will win. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, that we must be on the alert, because the PNM knows that the writing is on the wall. And they are getting desperate. You will see their desperation on the ground. You will see it in the media. You will see it on social media. And we must not give in to their bullying. We are on the right track. And we will continue to share our plans and our policies for bringing governance, good governance to the people. And that is what people are going to vote for. So we will not be deterred. We will not be distracted. We are going to win, and Kamla Persad-Bissessar will be the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters, while the PNM is up to their tricks, we have been on the ground. This week on Easter Sunday, the St. Augustine Caravan had a special kids caravan. And one of the areas we went to distribute kites and snacks and spend time with the children was in Monty Grant. And I was touched by a little boy whose name is Mark. He's 14 years old, and he's a student of St. Joseph Secondary School, right down the road there in Dialsing constituency. A school that was built by the United National Congress, that the PNM abandoned and refused to open for 9-10 years. Overgrown with bushes, rats take over the place. In fact, rats infested the school. For weeks on end, the children couldn't go to school. Many of them are students. They are constituents of St. Augustine. And with all the issues in the school, you know what young 14-year-old Mark asked me on Sunday? He said, Miss, when the UNC win, how will the UNC help me with a side hustle? He was more concerned about a side hustle and bringing an income to his family than he was about rats in his school. Because that is the situation that many families have found themselves in. And I want to tell you that under a government led by the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, children will get the opportunity to be children first. We must not have children dropping out of schools like under the PNM, when over 2,000 school dropouts were identified and the PNM did nothing about it. We must not have our loved ones, our children, losing the opportunity in school because their parents cannot earn enough to feed the mouths in their house. I will tell you that a Ministry of Education under Kamla Persad-Bissessar will be responsible for the education and development of over 300,000 children at 4 levels of the education system. And there are also our employees, over 12,000 employees that are crucial to the Ministry of Education's plan. And I want to tell you that under the United National Congress, education is a key part of our strategic national development plan and our economic recovery plan for Trinidad and Tobago. Education is a foundation. There are fundamental actions that the UNC will perform for our education system, as we intend to support every child, every single child, to achieve equity, access, and equality. Our Ministry of Education will deliver the best results to the nation through primary, secondary, tertiary, and skills training. Every single child will be attended to under the UNC. My friends, We are not only about academics. We want our children to achieve their full potential. We want children to be adequately prepared, but we also will ensure that they are developed socially and culturally, that children are healthy and growing normally by providing additional meals in school, by providing medical examinations that will be compulsory to identify instances of physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental and emotional abuse from our children, so that our children are emotionally developed, mature and happy children who will become happy, productive adults in Trinidad and Tobago. Whereas the PNM has been losing our children through the cracks and crevices that they have created through their neglect and abandonment. My friends, we will also focus on our parents. Our parents and guardians, you will also be part of educational opportunities for parental training for parents, guardians, and caregivers. We will have standardized parental training programs designed to develop through lessons and nurture our parents so that they can become better to our children. While I don't have time to go into the details, I want to tell you that, you see, our teachers have been abused and abandoned by this PNM government. There have been people who have not been promoted. There have been numerous instances of teachers who have been denied promotions, who have not gotten their increased wages. There are teachers who cannot even pay their rent today, and they have to go in school and face so many challenges, including school fights, bullying, children who are undernourished, children who have all kinds of mental and emotional challenges. And you as a teacher, who might even be a parent yourself, you who cannot even see about your own, have to see about other people's children. So I say to you, all teachers in Trinidad and Tobago, it is in your interest to vote for the United National Congress on April 28th. I want to tell you that as parents, when we vote for the UNC, you vote for yourself and your children. As teachers, when you vote for the UNC, it is not the UNC alone wins. Teachers win. Everybody wins. As children, I encourage our children. Every child in Trinidad and Tobago now singing, when the UNC wins, everybody wins. And the message is in our households. I want to tell you that while on the ground in St. Augustine, we are getting the news that Tunapuna is going to win with Roger Alexander. We are getting the news that Aranguez St. Joseph is coming home with Devesh Maharaj. We are getting the news that in Lopino, Aruka, Natalie Chaitan Maharaj, Dr. Natalie, is going to win. And I tell you, all along the East-West corridor, people are just fed up. People are fed up. But I want to tell you too, I remind you to be on your guard, because the PNM's desperation is on the ground. They will try to come and instigate mischief. We saw where they sent a music truck to harass a children's event being put on by our candidate for St. Joseph, Devesh Maharaj. They will come with their music truck, their mic cars, alongside our motorcades to try to create tension and mischief. We will not be deterred. We will not give in to their harassment. They will be on social media. I'm telling all you now, do not sink to their level of nastiness. They are desperate because they know they are going to lose. We are on a winning path, and we must remember that we are on a path to government, and every one of us has a responsibility to be responsible. So if we represent our political leader well, we will ensure that every person on our motorcade, on our walkabout is responsible. We are getting ready for government, and therefore we must also carry that with us. I want to tell you tonight There are many young people who are now getting a chance to vote, who are now reached the age to vote. And many of them are excited about UNC winning. And therefore I say tonight, as I wish our political leader happy birthday tonight, I say to every one of you, wait, don't clap yet. Don't clap yet. I want to tell you that the best birthday wish we can give to our political leader is for the UNC to win the next general election. And I want to tell you that the political leader that I know her to be, the loving, generous, and kind woman that I know her to be, she will want that wish for every one of you, for every one of you. So tonight I ask you, those of you who are in your homes listening, who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, I ask you, who would you rather leave the future of your children into? Whose hands would you rather? Stuart Young or Kamla Prasad Bisesa? Do you want a person who is known to be a bully, who lies openly on the platform, who tells us things that we can see with our eyes and tell us it is not true? Or do you want a woman who is kind, compassionate, considers our children, our teenagers, our young adults, and our elderly? Do you want a compassionate leader or do you want a bully? And the answer must be that we want Kamla Prasad Bisesa as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us go home to victory.
La Joya! And she forgot to mention her name. We will be winning with St. Augustine, with Khadija Amin for the next MP for St. Augustine. Our next speaker, you know the PNM talking about person coming over, but they didn't realize persons that coming over and they have a problem with them is the same set of person that was with them. So I don't know how they're saying they're not good now when they reach across here. But that being said, our next speaker is a distinguished Trinidadian professional with a multifaceted career spanning over decades. Born in St. Joseph, Dr. Surat Singh has served Trinidad and Tobago as a Roman Catholic, a priest, a member of Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Catholic priest and regiment, a business executive, a member of parliament, a minister of government. He holds a doctorate in business administration, a diploma in human resource management, an international master in business administration. In 2011, Dr. Surat Singh moved to Barbados to take up employment there and work in the hotel industry, Digicel and EY, before setting up his own company, developing, structuring, and financing several key projects across both the private and public sectors in several Caribbean islands. Actively supported the expansion of CAF to Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, implementing the first government to the government with the government of Canada and Barbados. Most recently, facilitated $40 million USD loan between the government of St. Lucia and Republic Bank of Trinidad. He is currently advising on 2 foreign direct investment projects in Barbados and Jamaica. A proud son of St. Joseph, a husband and a father of 2. Let's welcome to the podium Mr. Surat Singh. Thank you.
Everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Thank you very much, Deborah. Honorable political leader of the United National Congress and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Members of the UNC executive, my very good friend, Mr. John Jeremy, Professor Kojo, Mr. Warner, candidates, Jerome Lewis, whose voice you hear on the prayer every UNC meeting. UNC family, brothers and sisters, thank you for welcoming me here tonight. I am very happy to have this opportunity this is where, in St. Joseph is where I began my political career. And I'm happy. I didn't think, having spent the last 14, 15 years in Barbados, I would have had another opportunity to come back to St. Joseph to say thank you and to end my political life on a St. Joseph platform once again. But I'm happy it is this platform. I am happy it is with the UNC family. Because, and let me just digress a little bit. I want to humbly apologize to my friend, Mr. John Jeremy. I want to humbly apologize to my sister, Karen Teixeira. There is no circumstance where any leader should feel that they have a right to call somebody a dog. So I want to take this opportunity publicly, John, to say thank you for your service. And I'm sorry for any hurt that may have caused you and your family. But tonight I want to share 3 things with you. You see, one of the big issues we have in Trinidad and Tobago, and that discourse, that dialogue, demonstrates why we have to be much more circumspect as to who we put to lead this country. Because the very things that are wrong with that level of dialogue is the very reason why today, if you want to have an example of leadership, if you want to have an example of what it is to lift people up, if you want an example of what it is to love, then we have no choice but to vote for the United National Congress and Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Trinidad and Tobago is in a crisis. And it is not me who say that. It is evident by the fact that when the selected or appointed Prime Minister assumed the position, he made, among other things, 3 decisions. The first one is that he terminated the portfolio of the Minister of Finance. The second one is that he terminated the portfolio of the Minister of National Security. And the third one, that he called a general election. When a party goes to an election, they run on the record of what they have achieved. The fact that he could fire the Minister of Finance and the Minister of National Security says that he has no confidence in the work that they were doing. But the philosophy of collective responsibility that embodies a cabinet means that if you could fire them, then we have no choice but to fire you. How can they sit for the last 10 years and you hear all kinds of things, you hear all kinds of promises, but what you're not hearing is what they did? And as a good Catholic, therefore, I will tell them that they have 2 problems: sins of commission and sins of omission. They need to be terminated, and they need to no longer hold the corridors of power because of the things they did that failed and because of the things that they failed to do. One of the biggest problems we have, and one of the bright philosophies of this platform, is that here a leader who is confident in her own skin is not afraid of encouraging other voices, is not afraid of bringing in a coalition of interests, is not afraid to have other people sit around the table. Because we know that there is no monopoly on good ideas. We know that the task ahead will require all our involvement. We know that to lift Trinidad and Tobago from this abyss that it is facing requires everybody to get involved. I don't want to spend a lot of time reflecting on what is happening on the other side. But I want to tell you that the task ahead, we should not underestimate what is required. It is known that Trinidad and Tobago is facing a debt of $130 billion. It is known that there are lots of projects that are incomplete. In fact, I had to chuckle a little bit to myself when I saw that the new Minister of Finance could therefore say at a cottage meeting somewhere in the West that all the things happened, he wasn't here, but he's here now. So he could find money to put in the Exim Bank, FX to put in the Exim Bank for SMEs. But my dear friends, what you're not hearing them saying, and I was brilliantly pointed out by my sister Khadija Amin, is what they're doing for the ordinary people of Trinidad and Tobago. You need FX too, not just the SMEs. You need to have access to FX for you to travel, to pay your credit cards. So don't just create that side hustle. Fix the FX system, but it's okay. I am sure Mrs. Prasad Bisesa will do that when she becomes Prime Minister. But what also made me, what I found passing strange, was that here is this person sitting in the chair of the Minister of Finance, who for very many years, ever since we were there, I know him as a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. He sat in London as the High Commissioner for the government of Trinidad and Tobago. If you sat down there and you had all these ideas that you have now, why didn't pick up the phone and call somebody? Call somebody, call one of your former colleagues, call your former boss. But no, all of a sudden, they all have all kinds of ideas. And yet, for the last 10 years, they sat by and they looked after not the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They did not look after the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And so, my dear friends, that is why it is very fortuitous that in this Easter season, they call the elections. Because one of the things, and I can't help think as a Catholic, that Easter talks about is the resurrection. Light over darkness. And in this resurrection, in the dawn when you come to a new day, you will then have the symbol of the rising sun. And that rising sun will lead us to a new day. We need to become much more diversified. We need to fix the FX. We need to bring foreign direct investment. And you can't bring foreign direct investment unless you fix people not bringing money unless they know they're taking it back out. The work ahead of us is substantial. I don't have a lot of time to speak, so I can't say all that I want to say. But I want to say two things. People go where they are welcome, they stay where they are valued. And this is a platform where people are valued. Ideas are welcome, and everybody's voice have a place. I have always lived in my life several things. One is that there are two kinds of people. There are those who wait on the future and those who create a future. In this platform, the future that is going to be created for you, it is to lift you up. It is to make sure that nobody is left behind. It is to make sure that there are no special privileges for the privileged few, but that you who work and toil in the vineyard of Trinidad and Tobago, you have a right to benefit and to grow and to be blessed by that. I remember looking at the US election sometime last year, and there was one line that caught me. That is, in this business and in this platform, it is not enough for you to get by, but for you to get ahead. That is why when you think about what is at stake, and when you think about what is available to you, you have no choice but to vote for Devish Maraj in St. Joseph, to vote for Roger Alexander in Tunapuna, to vote for Dr. Chaitan in Aruka, to vote for Kadisha in St. Augustine, and to vote for the UNC up and down and to make sure that on April 28th, Kamala Persad-Bissessar is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
Stuart, he said he was training for 9.5 years. He was practicing, he was learning, and now he says vote for him. He's ready to perform 9.5 years later. In 8 years, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh became a specialist gynecologist and surgeon. What you could become in 9.5 years, and now Stuarty is worse than when he started. But somehow Stuarty didn't need experience to know how to recuse himself from the cabinet. He was an instant expert, a Nescafe recuser. He didn't need experience to know how to get his father to control investment when the Economic Development Board collapsed. He was an expert in family enrichment. Well, Kamala did her schoolwork for herself. Her daddy and mommy didn't help her. Kamala passed her exams for herself. Kamala topped her class for herself. Kamala became a lawyer for herself. Kamala was the top of the law school for herself. Kamala did a master's for herself. Kamala topped the master's class for herself. Kamala became Attorney General for herself. Kamala became leader of the opposition for herself. Kamala became Prime Minister for herself and will do it again on April 28th. And coming to talk to you now. They give me all kind of paper to introduce speaker. I don't introduce speaker so. I introduce speaker from the heart. Why I respect the next candidate. Because the next candidate has put his life on the line to protect my family, your family, all of our families. He has tried to make Trinidad and Tobago that sweet paradise that it was. He did so in many spheres, even going on TV to try and get us all to understand the intricacies of police work, intelligence, and getting the criminal element pegged back. A man who has joined the UNC bandwagon, a powerful man, a brilliant man, an intelligent man who is taken Tuna Puna. Please welcome the next MP for the constituency of Tuna Puna, Roger Alexander.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me say good afternoon to my, and happy birthday to my leader of the United National Congress and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, senior persons from the United National Congress, specially invited guests, my UNC family, and my Trinidad and Tobago family. Let me not separate my Tuna Puna family from this contingency. Here we are, once again. Crisis after crisis after crisis. Every morning we get up to something new in Trinidad and Tobago. This morning, a double murder, extortion, and all we get from the other team is a moment of silence. Nobody sees it fit to apologize to the victims of crime. Nobody sees it fit to go and treat to the family who have lost a person's time and time and time again. Last week we lost children. Children was abused, tried to kill themselves, and all we get is a moment of silence and excuses after excuse after excuse. How long must we sit by
and observe all of that before we take action. But hear what? We have an opportunity to take action on the 28th of April, 2025. What do we do next? Do we sit by and watch for another 10 or 5? Do we sit back and sleep and get up the next day and hope all will be well? Do we get up and go out and vote and change the dynamics, change how things look, change how things feel, change how things are, and bring back a brighter tomorrow for our future of this nation, the young children of Trinidad and Tobago? What are we going to do? Persons are here who are victims of crime. How can we stop this? Crime is no easy thing to deal with, and it will not be solved in one day, you know. Crime will take every one of you here tonight, every one of you home, all ministers, all church leaders, all teachers, all principals, all educational persons on the left, all persons on the right, all persons involved in national security. Every single citizen must join hands in this fight. For too long we sit back and we watch, and we make an excuse for them to it. Well, you know, persons could be shot in the airport. That's just a normal thing, you know, every day. You know, he died now, he died. And we go on like this over and over and over without any remorse. What the United National Congress intends to do. I am not going to stand here and say, well, I'm going to put a team together of skilled men and women and blah, 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 you know. What I can tell you is this. There are some things that you leave for national security, and it will stay there. That is not to be broadcast for members of the public. But I assure you, when you see it, you will know. You will identify it. All it will require is a senior counsel and 2 junior counsel to stand with law enforcement in this fight. When the phone rings, businessmen, and you hear, hey, here now, you have to pay $100,000 every Friday, and you quake because you tell yourself there's nobody to go to. That is not so. We'll present an atmosphere for you to make a report away from the station, so you can be able to have a comfortable zone to make that report and have law enforcement treat with it. We must up the ante in terms of laws. We must not leave it there halfway. Policies must be implemented. Laws must be enforced, and also a good working relationship with law enforcement, the Commissioner of Police, Chief of Defense Staff, persons who has the state, the country hands that we could use to gather up all persons responsible for our demise. Members of the public, don't let this opportunity waste. I am asking you tonight, where will it end if we do not end it on the 28th? When? I heard my colleagues say persons are here for 10 years, 5 years, some of them here for 20 years. What have they done? What will they do? Why are they still here? That is the question. You will get that opportunity on the 28th of April 2025. Too many times we see persons today. A lady approached me today, she said, listen, first sometimes you see people so all over the place. A blind person who blind came and stood there some time ago up in Tunapuna, and she said, I asked her, I said, are you interested in having a furry friend to guide you? They run with it and say, the lady says she under pressure and I offer her a dog. You know why they're thinking like that? Because that is how they think. They don't see the future. Any country you go into, any country you go, you see people walking and they have a furry friend right here. Day and night with them to guide them. But we are not thinking like that. We prefer to sit back and wait. A man asked me today, Alexander, I see you all interfering with the marijuana law. I said, why is marijuana being treated in other countries, and when it is here, it is like a disease? Can we make money from it? Can we make medicine from it? So then why can't we use it for that purpose? We are no longer a thinking society because we allow them to think for us. And then they ask the question, what about the social media? And I said today, every youth in Trinidad and Tobago is like this. Anytime you see them, they observe nothing there. Watch them. Then let us put that information in here so they can get it, to challenge them to be more productive, challenge them to be innovative, challenge them so they can understand that they can earn something from doing what they like to do. Why is that so hard to understand? So when we put forward these things, next 2 days we hear it again in a different way. So now everything we say, we have to put it in pieces. Because if we say we bring in men, they say they bring in men. If we say we bring in trucks, they say they bring in trucks. If we say we bring in good ladders, oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. When we say we bring in things, that is what we are going to do. We're going to present members of the public with an opportunity to defend yourself. How we intend to do that? I told you already. It must be a more stringent, timely process, endorsing laws and policies so the Commissioner of Police could comply. That's all. There's no magic in this. So members of the public, come the 28th, let us no longer play with them. Let us no longer accept what they are giving to us. Let us not be pigeons to them, where they feed us and we feel full for 1 day and for 5 years they're gone until they come back. Time to change that. So if you want that change, tell me how you intend to get that change. When? So if you want new governance, what do you have to say? And if you want a new beginning, what do you have to say? And if you want to change things in your children's future, what do you have to say? Because the end is near, and we have to make that change. So brothers and sisters, get out on the 28th of April, 2025. And go, stand up in your line. They're already trying to frustrate us in Tunapuna. But that's all right. That's all right. We are dealing with it from a legal point. They are trying to frustrate us, lining us up at one particular location. But that's all right. We know on Sunday coming, we know all who is going to come out with the food cards. And all who's going to come out with the contracts. The 1 day contracts. 1 day. And the food cards. If they come with the food cards, I'll take it. UNC people, take the food cards too. Take the food cards. Take the food cards. And still vote them out. So on Tuesday the 29th, when we walk out and greet you, when I raise my hands in the air, all you have to say is Roger that. What do you have to say? What do you have to say?
When UNC
Thank
wins,
you.
everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Now I want you all to understand how serious this is. Not a football game, basketball game, water polo game. I like sport. I love sport. But this is a serious thing. Elections have consequences. When you vote, the next 5 years of your life will be impacted by those you vote for, taking decisions that will impact your pocket and your children's ability to achieve. When you have been a minister of health for a very long time and a complete failure, but you are in an election campaign and you have to absolutely concoct a total lie to try to make media something is wrong with you. Most of these PNM media members, cabinet ministers, need help. Terence Dial Singh said to big people, put it on social media, someone turn on a camera, clip on a mic on him, and it never dawned on him, boy, don't lie, don't concoct. You're a minister of health. You have a serious portfolio. Talk something serious. It's a serious election. That man so dotish. He stand up there and go, oh God, the UNC have 2 black pickup. And they're driving around with money and rude boy. Where is rude boy? We don't even know where is rude boy. And they handed it out for people to vote for them. Terence, what's the number plate? You didn't see the number plate? You see rude boy, Hennessy, bullet. He see bullet, but he didn't see the number plate. Look, Terence, give me a chance, these big people with this man. And let me tell you something. The PNM seem to think that the citizens of the country always need somebody to pay them to be bright. Y'all don't notice that? When on video we saw something untoward happening in Lavanti, and some bullets were being picked up and so on, and people say, boy, that is wrong. What is that? You mustn't do that. It's a crime scene. You should do the proper thing. And people start to protest. Stuart Richard Young said UNC paid them to protest because the citizens can't figure out that for themselves. Now that the whole country is going UNC, now that the whole country wants Kamla, elderly for the pension, the people, all of us will need the hospital. They want Kamla to have a minister of health who will take care of the nurses, doctors, and ensure that citizens get good health care. Education, children, sport, culture. Everybody want Kamla. You know what PNM say? They had to pay people to want something good. It is ridiculous. PNM, you only have to pay people and force people to do something when you're supporting the wrong thing. When you inspire people with performance and intelligence and brilliance, you don't have to do anything except say, look at meeting in Aranguez, St. Joseph, and look at people and you make some noise. And talking about merit, talking about intelligence, talking about heart and soul, talking about charity, talking about love, talking about pro bono, talking about intelligent human beings who win cases and don't need to be in government to get senior counsel. A man who has been senior counsel since he bright, since he started, since he learning. A man who has taken quietly acts of charity, feeding thousands of people per week for 2 decades without even taking a picture. PNM just take picture if they open a post box or bus stop. This man has helped thousands of people putting food in their stomachs and keeping them alive for decades without taking one picture. This is the next member of parliament for the constituency of Aranguez, St. Joseph. All you welcome, the man himself, the man of the hour. Welcome, Devish Maharaj.
Everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build.
Brothers and sisters, let us welcome the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
Everybody wins.
None other than the Honorable
Tell your neighbor,
Kamla Prasad Bisasa,
to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your
our
father,
political
now
leader.
is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want
We can do
leaders who
better
can
than
lead
that.
properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream.
UNC family, welcome the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Prasad Bisasa.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore hope, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Good evening, Aranguez and Joseph. Aranguez and Joseph in the house. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Good evening to our honorable political leader, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa. And happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to our leader. Party officials, candidates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. I wish I could have played this video on a big screen. Unfortunately, I just got this video. I'll tell you what this video is. I'll just show it to you. It's a video of First Capital Park tonight. First Capital Park is St. Joseph Park tonight. It's empty. No, I'll tell you why I'm talking about this. Last week, when we wanted to have this meeting, our first choice was the First Capital Park. Our councillors went to the Tunapuna Corporation and requested the park. They told our councillors the park was unavailable tonight because there was an event there. It's empty, brothers and sisters. The park is empty. That's just one incident. I've given you another incident. Yesterday, Sunday, there was an event that we hosted at the park in honor of one of our treasured members of the community, our Parang Queen, Clarita. Stand up, Clarita. And for the children of St. Joseph. At 12 o'clock or shortly thereafter, whilst our workers, helpers, party activists were setting up the tents, the good ladies right there, I received a call from councillor, I'm not going to call her name. 12 men walked into the park, told her no UNC events are to be held there. The other tents belonging to the Ministry of Sport, which had an event yesterday, was all right. Our people fled. I received a call. I didn't know what to do. What do I do if 12 people come into your party? I called Roger Alexander. Our councillor is right there. Put your hand up. Look at brave lady. Jailhead was there. They accosted Jailhead. When I contacted Roger, I said, brother, what to do? He said, leave it up to me. Leave it up to me. Within 2 minutes, Roger called back. He said, go back in the park. The police will be there. They will be protecting you. Brothers and sisters, that is action. We started a few hours late. The event for Clarita, our Parandero, our Parang Queen, was hugely successful. People came out in their numbers, but that is not the end of the story. Whilst our event was going on, 2 PNM music trucks came out on the outside, playing loud music, trying to drown us out. A young man, a very strong activist, he did a video and it was posted. If I knew otherwise, I would have told him not to post it, but he went on and he felt infuriated by the assault on him. He was being called a criminal. A big man from the PNM, I'm not going to call names. I think most of you all saw the videos. The question I am asking you, brothers and sisters of Aranguez and Joseph, is why do they want to keep us out of St. Joseph? Why? They didn't want us to use the park. They blocked us. They tried to prevent the event. They brought their trucks. All their efforts came to naught. We had a hugely successful event. My other counselor, Seema, just drove past. The place is empty. There's nobody there. I am going to ask Seema to take that up at a council meeting and ask the CEO of that corporation and the chairman, why did you refuse the UNC? I spoke with a party official today from our party. We were getting trouble also to get the Aranguez Savannah. People tried to put up our structures from today, and the municipal police came by and stopped them. Why are they doing this to us in Aranguez and Joseph? Why? I'm not going to say that. I am not going to say that. Brothers and sisters, then we were faced with a real dastardly allegation. You know, I will tell you something. Banners are being torn down on both sides. Okay? Our party enthusiasts and PNM party enthusiasts, they are getting a little riled up. So we have to cool it down, take it down. As our political leader says, her name is Kamala, be calm, be calm, be calm. Okay? But my opponent came on video and made a very serious allegation about 2 black pickups. Now, people have black pickups in Aranguez, St. Joseph. They drive around. You know what is happening? He has made those people in those pickups targets for criminal elements. Because people are believing these pickups are moving with money and all sorts of things. He hasn't identified the registration number, nothing at all. And I was told by someone close in the PNM camp not to introduce this because they are trying to provoke us. But I really need to draw it out. The reason why, brothers and sisters, the only reason I can identify as to why all of this is going on is that the youth in our constituency are gravitating towards the United National Congress. Anywhere you go in this constituency, from Sour Hill to St. Joseph to East Grove, all the youth are saying is, yellow is the code. Yellow is the code. I did not ask them to say that. Let me tell you how it happened. When I was given the seat by our screening committee, etc., I walked the length and breadth of this constituency. When I went into constituencies, the first thing they ask is, boss, what is the plan for here? I said, take it easy. You tell me what it is you need. Tell me what you need. Let me see if we can create a community manifesto. Let us see whether we can deliver it. In most communities we have gone in where there is heavy youth, I am calling Hope Place, I am calling Hope Street Extension, I am calling Mondo, I am calling My Tower, and others. The youth are asking for jobs. They're asking for direction. They're asking for activity. So I said, brother, I am not in power. I don't know where to get jobs from you. But at least if you all want some sport, let's organize it. We have had 12 events so far. 12. At their request. I didn't go and impose it on them. At their request. And they're playing 18 teams. But I'll tell you something. Hope Place, Hope Street Extension, no sporting facility. The events we are having are on the road. They're playing small goal on the road. If you see the enthusiasm, the competition, the camaraderie, the togetherness of these people, I go and I visit when these events are happening. Some of them wear yellow, some don't, but they all say with one voice, yellow is the code. My Tower, there's no sporting facility in My Tower. They had football in the road, 4 days, 22 teams, in a matter of time. So, brothers and sisters, it doesn't take much to do it. It doesn't take much. It takes a little organization, a little getting together of them, sitting there. I haven't done this in years, 3 years, 4 years. Nothing has been done. My opponent is now talking to the youth, and he's telling the youth, there are 2 vans with these illegal substances driving around. But he's asking them, is that the life you want? Why is he now talking to the youth? Why is he today now speaking to them? They didn't see him. He didn't come to them. Why didn't he organize some sporting events for them? Forget the jobs for a while. Why didn't he get them together? These guys are full of enthusiasm. They're in the peak of their lives. They want to do something. The youth want to be productive in our constituency. And they're embracing what we are doing. And we are not asking them to wear yellow. They are wearing yellow. I am not asking them to say yellow is the code. They're saying yellow is the code. What am I to do? And then you make up a spurious allegation to challenge us because of the success that we are getting with the youth. Brothers and sisters, there's so much that I can tell you, but I am seeing my MC standing by my side. But I just want to tell you something, brothers and sisters. Throughout Trinidad and Tobago, throughout the East-West corridor, we are seeing a change. From Surge with Sturge, down to Natalie, to Roger, to my constituency, with Brother Saddam and going on. The whole country, I am seeing, they are coming out with yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Thank you, I have to go. When UNC wins,
thank you so much. When UNC wins, everybody wins. Not stopping and bringing on to the podium another fantastic, young, energetic PSA president. Listen, I see the army green on the outside, pack and ready. Miss Felicia Thomas to the stage with all her vibrant ability and all that she's giving to the public servant and all the hope. I tell you, when UNC wins 14%, everybody wins. Listen, bring it to the table, everyone. Met recently elected president of the PSA Association, dedicated trade unionists. So let's put our hands together and welcome our army, our female general to the stage, Miss Thomas.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Special good afternoon to the esteemed political leader, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, executive of the UNC, and friends, candidate for Aranguez, St. Joseph, Mr. Devnish Maharaj, and other candidates, distinguished guests, former president of the PSA, Mr. Leroy Batiste, my fellow comrades in the labor movement, and the PSA. Comrades, I had a speech prepared for this evening, but I had to set that speech aside to address a matter of concern. Because I've observed that when the red among the platform, they like to tell you lies. They like to put up smoke screens because they're trying to cover their truth. And let me tell you what their truth is. Because I heard Keith on a platform discussing WASA and attempting to sell a dream to the population that is far from the truth, to turn you away from what they have done. Let me tell you what the truth is. The truth is, the PNM has developed a cabinet subcommittee report on the Water and Sewage Authority. That cabinet subcommittee report says that the only solution to the issues plaguing the Water and Sewage Authority is the incremental disillusion of WASA. Comrades, that means every single worker will be terminated, dismissed, fired, sent home. Yet another group of workers on the breadline, another feather in the cap, one more company off of their checklist, their hit list, you might want to call it. Another 5,000 families destroyed at the hands of the PNM. Another 5,000 families sent into poverty at the hands of the PNM. Another 5,000 families facing repossession of their homes and vehicles at the hands of the PNM. Brothers and sisters, another 5,000 families wondering where the next meal will come from, where they're getting food to put on the table. Another 5,000 families in the queue for food cards from the government that they will never see. Another 5,000 families unable to pay for higher education for their children. Another 5,000 victims to the PNM brutality of workers. But let me remind you, if you forgot, in 2012, WASA was deemed the best performing institution in the Caribbean by the IDB. Don't chant yet, because who was in office in 2012? In 2014, the Moripol deemed WASA to be the most improved agency. Who was in office then? Four memoranda signed between WASA and PSA in 2011 and 2013 aimed at restructuring WASA, aimed at appointing workers, aimed at taking care of pensioners. Who was in office then? My brothers and sisters, there is a difference when the UNC say restructuring from when the PNM says restructuring. For the UNC, restructure is used to improve service that includes workers. Under the PNM, restructure is used as a mechanism to destroy lives and remove good paying jobs, permanent jobs, to turn them into contract and temporary jobs. The PNM restructured the Ministry of Housing to HDC. Have you seen any improvement in the delivery of housing? They restructured the Ministry of Health to the regional health authorities. Have you seen any improvement in the health care? These entities still lack the resources they require to carry out their function, while the population suffers and workers too suffer. They are attacking HGC workers, asking permanent workers to resign from their HGC job to get a job in one of the 3 new companies they have formed. They are telling contract workers who have served the HGC for 10, 15, 20 years to leave your job to get a job over in the new companies. Forget about your past service. We must not overlook those things. workers of the Board of Inland Revenue, Customs and Excise Division, they have kept those agencies understaffed, under-resourced, and then they turn around and say to the population that the workers are the reason why you take long to receive your packages. They refuse to tell you that they have failed to fill the vacancies in those entities. Comrades, for persons presently lining up to pay property tax, who has been collecting that? Not the very same workers of the Board of Inland Revenue? And they have said to the population that they need the TTRA to deal with the shortfall in tax collection, but the very same workers are now collecting the very same tax. Brothers and sisters, the PNM has suffered workers long enough. Workers have developed anxiety and depression over the past 10 years under the PNM government, not knowing when the day will come when you have to say to your family, I no longer have a job, and the extra lessons, the swimming classes, I can no longer afford. That is what workers have faced over the past 10 years, not knowing how they would provide for their families if they were to lose their jobs. Being rejected by financial institutions, not wanting to facilitate workers because of what the PNM has placed in the public domain about the workers. We will not forget what they have done. We will not forget how they have suffered workers. We will not forget how they have abused workers, threatened and took away the jobs without a care for how they would take care of their families. We will not forget 001 as the first offer to public officers, 2% over 6 years. We will not forget that. We will not overlook or forget that you have said you cannot afford more than 4%, but you miraculously found 5% for another period and 47% for yourselves. We will not forget that you refused to consolidate COLA. We will not overlook your attempt to rob pensioners of their back pay and buy that out by offering $4,000. We will not overlook the fact that you have appealed the court ruling that your appointed judge cannot turn 2 3-year periods into 2 5-year periods. We will not overlook the fact that you have refused to provide BIR and customs workers with information concerning their futures. We will not forget that you have refused to pay customs workers their overtime at the correct rates. We will not forget that for the last 5 years, you have refused to pay NIB workers their increase for the period 2014 to 2016. We will not forget that you have refused to settle negotiations for NIBDEC workers. On April 28th, we will show the PNM how far from cotton picking we are. We shall not forget the evil that is the PNM. The PNM have tried to make workers into the working poor. The PNM have tried to enslave workers. The PNM has boldly told us on their various platforms that they have nothing to offer workers. The PNM has mocked us. The PNM has assured us that if they pay us more, they will take our jobs. They have told us in no uncertain terms that they cannot afford the money to pay us. Well, if they don't know, the UNC knows. My brothers and sisters, The UNC has told us how they will do it. Let us now remove an oppressive government from office and put into office one that cares about workers. On April 28th, let's send a clear message. The voice of labor matters. Workers' lives matters. Yellow is the code.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
St. Joseph, yellow is the code. Look at the red, the green army. Look at the green army on that side. What we're going to do on Monday the 28th? Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Yellow is the code. Well, we're now about to introduce. Just permit me. Your leader, boss, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, just got a message from Florida from a youth. He's 25, celebrating the same birthday of you, and he asked for you to send happy birthday to him. He just said, Mr. Derek Budhar Singh Jr. called Sparky, and you make his birthday. So all the best. All right, we're now going to have Flaming Word Ministry. The Cathedral Choir, and you know what the leader love? And they are all from Shogunas, from my area, Central Shogunas East. The goodness of God. Welcome, the Flaming Ministry.
Thank you very much. We would just like to take this opportunity on behalf of Dr. Dave Allen of the Flaming Word Cathedral, and we are also known as the Happy Cathedral, to take this opportunity to wish the leader of the United National Congress. We want to say happy birthday. May God continue to bless you with strength, with life, with joy, with peace, so that you can experience the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living, and that you can experience and you can reap all the fruits that you have sown, the joys and the labor and your effort, that you would live a long life to experience it. You all can sing along with us.
Love you, Lord, hallelujah, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest nights. You were close like no other. I know you as a father. I know you as a friend. I will live in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness, your goodness, your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid out, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. Hallelujah. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been good, so good. With every breath that I am able, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Oh, all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Hallelujah. Thank you again. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Can we give it up to the choir? They never fail. They never fail to bring us blessings. So this evening, very special evening for many of us. I say good evening to UNC friends and family. And I can't hear UNC friends and family. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All the special people gathered here in the audience, all protocols observed, so we can get through the evening. But I want to give it specially up to my sister Felicia, President of the PSA. She joined me on a truck yesterday in my constituency. I want to thank her very much. You were there. Okay, you were there. She was there, and many of you were there. Let's give it up to good people of Superior. They're the ones who have propelled me forward, and I thank them very, very much. To all our candidates tonight and all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen again. If I were to call all your names, I would be here for a long time, so please, with no disrespect, all I can say is roger that, please, to everyone who's here today. And I told Davish boy, you have finished your OJT training, you know, fully experienced to take us into government. Give it up for the candidate for Aranguez and Joseph, Davish Maharaj. And of course, our candidate for St. Augustine, Khadija, has been with us in the trenches forever. Forever there. And next to Khadija is, of course, Dr. Shaitan Maharaj. She's new in the game, but she's doing really well. Really well. She's going to bring that seat home. And all our candidates here tonight, I thank you very, very much. What am I to say to you? To Derek, who called Brenda all the way from Florida. Happy birthday, Derek. Give him a round of applause. And to all those who are celebrating birthdays today, there's several people this month of April who've been celebrating birthdays, so we have a lot of great people born in this month of April, but it's a very special time of the year. This weekend past, from Good Friday to Easter Sunday, we celebrated Easter observances. It was a time of reflection, renewal, and rejoicing at the central event of the sacrifices and resurrection of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Can young Father Swat Singh, thank you very much for your words tonight. Please give him a round of applause. Kennedy, thank you. And we know that Easter venerates the momentous point when good conquered evil, hope overcame despair, and life triumphed over death. So may Christ's living example of humility, unconditional love, compassion, peace, and forgiveness always inspire us to enhance and emulate him in our paths to salvation. When the Lord Jesus Christ wins in our hearts and minds, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. I extend as well at this time our deepest condolences to the Vatican, the global and local Catholic community, and all people across the globe on the passing of Pope Francis. Throughout his dutiful pioneering tenure to the last days, when he appeared to a crowd despite his illness, Pope Francis remained an inspiration to all humanity. May this humble, wise, and fearless priest from Argentina, who became one of our world's greatest moral leaders and the good shepherd of our times, may he find eternal peace with the Lord, and may we always find comfort and example in his life's great inspirational work and endearing legacy. You know, over the years, people have said many things to say. They've had many things to say, John, about how I choose to lead. You have known me, I think, as long as someone can know me outside of my childhood. I had the honor of being John Jeremy's teacher at the University of the West Indies, right here at St. Augustine. And then he became my part-time teacher when I switched to law and joined him in Barbados at Cave Hill. And I'm very grateful, John, for your kindness to me, because I was carrying my son at the time. It was a little difficult. Cave Hill is up a hill, as you can understand, the campus at Cave Hill. It was a bit difficult to go to lectures all the time, and John shared his notes with me. I'm sorry, John, I went into top the law class thanks to your notes. Give John Jeremy a round of applause and thank him for his kindness to me. So, John, people say many things about me, you know, about how I choose to lead. And they mistake my kindness for weakness. Yes, some mistake my kindness for weakness. I still maintain that political leadership is about love. It is about empathy. It is about caring. It is about competence. It is about experience. It is about emotional intelligence. It is about compassion born out of shared experiences and choices that we make. Shared experiences of sacrifice. Strong, competent leadership is not about buffing. It is not about berating. It is not about blaming. It is not about bullying citizens. It's about listening, comforting, caring, encouraging, and accepting responsibility for the lives and livelihoods of people. And that is why I stand proudly on the side of the PSA in the fight against the wicked legislation and policies that this government has sought to pressure them with. I thank them for their support. Give the Green Army, the big Green Army, a round of applause. Thank Thank you very much. As I celebrate my birthday today, thank you very much. I want you to notice, make no mistake, there's more love for the people of my country within my small body than you can ever find in the current government and the financiers. You have had leaders before me, I tell you. You will always have leaders after me. But I tell you, you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. Thank you very much. On Monday, we all have a duty as citizens who love and care for our country to go out and vote them out. On Monday, we go out and vote them out. Vote them out. I have told you before, take the day off from work. Go to the polls early. Cast your vote for the UNC and our coalition partners. And then continue the mission by bringing every single person you know and care about to the polls to vote on Monday. And I tell you, when you put us into office, if you took the day off Monday and you did your civic duty and we win this election, no one will be penalized for staying home and going to vote on Monday the 28th. Your future happiness is at stake. You must make sure everyone you know and care for casts their vote on Monday. This vote on Monday is for your grandparents to keep their pensions. It's for your brother and sister or friend to get the jobs, meaningful jobs, and for all to reopen, us to help our children by reopening the gate. We'll open that gate wide. I always remember in 2010, we opened the gate wide, yes, and we will do it again. They've shut that gate. So the young people of our country have no place to go and no hope and no future. I've always told you that education is the passport out of poverty. Education is the key to a better quality of life. And therefore, we had given education, the education sector a priority in all of the governance, because that's the only way the children are our future. We will open back that gate. We'll bring back the laptop program. How could somebody be so small-minded, short-sighted, as to shut down something so great that was the laptop program? Some days now, because I'm out a little more in the campaign trail all over the country, I meet young men and women and they say, Auntie Kamala, you gave me a laptop. I still have it. I still have it. These are children from 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. And then came 2015, and the rest is history. So this vote on Monday is to end property tax. This vote on Monday is to increase public servants' salaries. This vote on Monday is to settle the wage negotiations. And Leroy Batiste was on the truck with me yesterday too in Superior. Thank you, Leroy. And I said, I think, Leroy, when we were in government, we started about 143 wage negotiations. He said, no, Kamala, it was 146 wage negotiations. We did it before. We can do it again. We can do it in 5 years. We started about 146 wage negotiations. These guys have been there 10 years. 10 years and workers on the floor with their knee pressed to the necks of workers in this country. Our party came from the workers' movement. We honor and respect workers, but at the end of the day, we are all workers. We are all workers. So we will work with you to settle the negotiations. Felicia mentioned about the utility rates. We'll throw it into the dustbin, that cabinet report that they have. We'll throw it into the dustbin. We will not implement the PNM's wicked plan. This vote on Monday is also about keeping our communities safe and safer. This vote on Monday is to reopen the Coover Children's Hospital, give it back to the people. This vote on Monday is to get laptops back in schools. And this vote on Monday is also to reform the education system and to make sure every classroom has a teacher. You know how many classrooms are without teachers? Do you have any idea? And I'm not going to talk about the teachers today because we all at one point had teachers. So we need to put teachers in every classroom for our children to grow and learn and develop. This vote on Monday is for content creators to monetize social media. Roger spoke about it tonight again. To monetize social media, to access instruments, investments, training programs, to build our new industries for diversification. Kennedy spoke about that tonight. We have not diversified anything in this economy. We continue to put all our eggs in the same basket, and then we rip open the basket and it falls apart. We put everything in the energy sector, which we will continue to develop and grow, because we do have a competitive advantage in the energy sector, or we did have until they squashed it and mashed it up. But we cannot depend only on the energy sector. Which sane, reasonable person, you think, will sell the refinery in Pointe-a-Pierre, sell that refinery, put 5,000 workers on the line and all the fence-line communities, sell the oil, and then turn around and buy the refined products? Things that we did here. Which sane, reasonable person? We will work with the OWTU. We will reopen that Pointe-a-Pierre refinery. We will work with them. So this vote on Monday is to make sure CDAP has the medications available, that hospitals have staff, healthcare is available 24 hours a day. And Devish, you make sure and give Terence the Alsing Tarbert TV, used to call him, a licking come the 28th on Monday. Give him a licking. There is nowhere else in the world that the Minister of Health will be there over going into 10 years. I think he was there even before. He's more than 10 years. He has been here more than 10 years. And 19 babies died in a hospital. That's a place where you go to be safe. They died. Dr. Oda's here will tell you the unit that they just never had it going. We had all of that developed at the Cougar Children's Hospital. All the equipment, state-of-the-art hospital, but they're so wicked. They will not open the hospital because the UNC built it. Well, we, the UNC, will go back into office and we will reopen that hospital. We will make sure that healthcare is available 24 hours a day. We can make sure together that doctors can visit patients at their homes. And you see how people so again short-sighted. Professor Kojo, they just have no sense. On my platform, we talked about letting senior citizens have doctors' visits because it's so hard for them. And they just don't understand anything. That's how they got shut down a laptop program. So what did they come back with? They will have virtual visits. Virtual. Want a song bright. They want to have virtual doctor visit. Well, I want to ask you about your granny and your grandpa. Do they have a laptop? Do they have a cell phone? And some of them, even Archie had one, they probably don't even know how to use it. You want to do virtual? Look, we will send real human beings to visit our elderly citizens. They have served our country well. They deserve our respect. And we must give them that. What about dialysis centers, the cath labs, the other specialized treatments? We must make sure these are available. I talked about this before. We have the health manifesto, which I'm sure you can access all our plans on the websites, on the Facebook, online. Yes, Mohini, it's online. Thank you. So you could get it online. So this vote on Monday is for UNC government to deliver on its promises, to give you the best life you rightfully deserve. This is a people-centered governance, and you citizens can hold us up to account for everything that we say on this platform. Because we will ensure that when the UNC wins, we will ensure everybody wins. And you know, yesterday I said I'm in my constituency and on that truck all day. And the song is, yes, that is superior, thank you. And that song is playing over and over. And you know what was the amazing thing? Every time that song came up, we have about 12 other songs. The creativity in this country is tremendous, you know. The creative talent is tremendous. And we also have to monetize that to give our artists a way forward. And so when that song is playing yesterday, all the children are just running out to their gates and they're singing louder than the guys on the truck with the mic because there's something in it. What is it that is so important when we say that? Why is it so powerful? Why has it switched on so much positivity in people's lives? When the UNC wins, everybody wins. I want to share with you why I think it is so popular. And you will probably tell me why you like the song. I saw someone writing an article, and someone is usually very negative towards UNC and myself, and they say they can't forget the song. It's a song that is so simple, it is so sweet, it is so innocent, and it is also so happy. So I'm telling you this, so you'll know that your vote must be decided from positivity, truth, not negativity, not smears. It has always been a fact, you see, a track record of when the UNC wins, that everybody wins. People have already experienced that. It's a fact that the UNC has uplifted hundreds of thousands of lives. When the UNC wins, everybody wins is a fact. It's a truth that made hundreds of thousands of lives much better through UNC building schools. I was Minister of Education, I remember that. We had a really great push to building schools. We had our slogan then was, not a child must be left behind. Before that, thousands of our young children were left behind not because they were bright or dunce, they didn't have anything like that, because they just didn't have school space. And so we built those schools. And when we came back into office with Dr. Tim, we built over 106 schools in 5 years. We left many others almost completed. And so I think you remember, Felicia made me so proud tonight when she said, who was in power then? Who was in power then? When she gave all the examples. I thank you for reminding us, Felicia. So we have that track record. Building schools, raising salaries, improving healthcare, fighting crime, delivering water, creating jobs. And I think people are remembering that. When the UNC wins, everybody wins, has switched on a spotlight that will take you right to the voting booth on your ballot paper. When you see that ballot, the rising sun on that ballot will light up on that ballot. It will be the only thing you see. Because you will be hearing in your ear and remembering in your heart that when the UNC wins, everybody wins. When you watch that ballot paper, the rising sun will jump off that ballot paper right into your heart with thoughts of the best life that you deserve. Rising sun, I say, will shine in that voting booth. It will be the only thing you will see, because you know that when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Just look around for yourself. Look at the beautiful faces around you. So many of those beautiful faces have joined us because they want a win in life. When you sleep securely at night, that is a big UNC win for the security of your family. I think we have been very blessed to get Roger on our platform. Roger, that, yes. Thank you, Roger, joining. I see Philip Alexander of the PEP has joined us. Give him a round of applause. So when you sleep securely at night, know the UNC team and our coalition partners, we are working for you. When you kiss your children before sending them to school in the morning, knowing that they would not be bullied at school, that is your big UNC win also. When you open your taps the first thing in the morning and you see water flowing, that also is a big UNC win. And when you look around your neighborhood, there are UNC wins peppering your landscape, from schools to parks, to stadia, to hospitals, bridges and roads. Anil Roberts was a great minister of sport. I don't know if you remember. He's here tonight somewhere, Anil. Okay, Anil. He built the stadia. He built the cycling velodrome. He built up here, what was it, a water park, the aqua center. Sporting facilities that David spoke about, we have to continue that. Our young people need somewhere to go to vent their frustrations and to enjoy themselves in sport and in culture. And so these UNC wins must never be forgotten. We made these wins for you in the past, we will do it again. They show our credentials and experience. Excellent wins we shared with you are the pillars of your confidence in us. They were pillars of confidence that build the best lives for your children and your families. Confidence erases the feeling of being an imposter in your own land. You have been made to feel like an imposter in your own land under this wicked government. You have been made to watch everything go to Stuart Young, his daddy, and his daddy's friends and financiers. While they refuse to pay you a fare, there is pay for a fair day's work. The prosperity of our country is not theirs to loot and burn to the ground. Not a single citizen of our country must be made to feel an imposter in our own land. Not one should feel so. But this government, wicked, has abused the people of this land. Those 10 years of PNM brutality and abuse will be cured when you come out and put your ex next to the rising sun. Because you know, when the UNC wins, everybody wins. A UNC government is your government. The everybody in that song means your voice is in government. Your ideas in government. Your best life will be with the UNC government and our partners. I heard Devish talking about that. When we first sent him out as a candidate, he walked the ground and he talked to people. What do you want? The UNC has always been holding consultations. We listen and then we lead. We listen first and then we lead. So that everybody means you, all of you, we a voice in government. And that is what this election and this vote is all about, come on Monday. I think we are now 5 days away. Today is what? Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days, and on the 6th day, you cast your vote. So our song is very beautiful. Just as we see, nature is with us. All around the country, people have sent me photographs of the yellow peach trees blooming at this time of the year. Beautiful time of the year. These blossoms rising like millions of the brightest stars. And when the golden flowers fall, they blanket and light your pathway to your best life. The other side, they have no campaign. The entire campaign is based on negativity, unhappiness, smears, insults. In all my years, I have never seen any party run such a negative, insulting, and abusive campaign. I told Kennedy when Kennedy was in the parliament when I was there. He was on the other side. John, we shared the parliament. That parliament was never like how it is under this present government. For the past 10 years under the Rowley Stewart government, that parliament was a place of decent human beings. We worked together for the betterment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not this government. Not this government. Every time you see them is anger and hate and bitterness, insults, insulting your intelligence. They show no love on their platforms. They show no gratitude to citizens. And you know, they say ingratitude is the worst. What is it, Pastor, what is it? Yes, ingratitude. I see a young man aspiring to be elected Prime Minister because he's a one-day Prime Minister. And I saw a whole article, and he says he's not Rowley 2.0. He said he's not that. Okay, Prof. He's not that. This is a man who traveled everywhere with Rowley. Rowley gave him everything. Jillian calls him a certain word, which I will not use tonight, but Rowley gave Stewart everything. Anointed him, appointed him Prime Minister, and this fellow has no gratitude. He has none whatsoever. And he has failed his first test. His first test is to come and campaign to win an election, and he has failed. He had to go back, Daddy, to come back. Daddy Rowley had to come back to campaign for him. Failed his test. What they're not talking about is the pain and suffering being inflicted on the population by their negligence. They're not talking about those things. The economy is in shambles because of mismanagement. Our citizens are being forced to bear the brunt of their incompetence, but that campaign is not talking about that. They spent $530 billion with nothing to show for it. Not a school built. Hospital, they boasted they built. Those were ours under the partnership government. Dr. Bodo, Dr. Munilal, Jillian John. Those hospitals you see down in Point, up in Arima, those were built because of our partnership government, 2010, 2015. They have nothing to show. Where this $530 billion gone? Where the money gone? Tell us. Come and tell the population what you did with $530 billion. And when you come to ask me, we didn't have $530 billion, but we built the schools and the hospitals, fixed the roads, took care of the healthcare system, took care of the economy, did all of that. And you want to now ask me, where will I get the money? I know where we'll get the money, Leroy. We talked about that yesterday. First of all, we reinforce and strengthen the procurement legislation, prevent the corruption and fraud, because billions are lost because of that faulty procurement law. We will get some money there. We have talked about diversifying the economy. We'll get more money there. Listen, we did it before, and we will do it again with your help. Runaway crime, rampant government corruption, massive unemployment, poverty, but they're not talking about that. School violence, gang violence, potholes, sinkholes. You know, we are entering this complex this evening from the other side. And we had to turn back the car because the hole was so large. He said, no, don't cross, don't go over that. We had to turn around and come around this way. Potholes, sinkholes, all our roads in the worst condition, but they're not talking about that. High food prices, children being gunned down daily, brutal, sadistic abuse of women and children, but they are not talking about that. Not talking about that. Health system killing people, not saving lives. They're not talking about that. So my friends, this water crisis we are having now is like something from the 1800s. A time of backwardness and widespread neglect. They're not talking about that. They're not talking about their proposed VAT increase, income tax increase, corporation tax increase, business levy increase, BIR fines increase, bank taxes increase, energy taxes increase, electricity rates increases, and of course, presumptive tax introductions. They can't fix anything in the country. And these are the same persons who created the problems over the last 10 years. They have no love or loyalty for you. Their behavior is steeped in selfishness and disloyalty. So, I say tonight, St. Joseph deserves a man like Devish Maharaj. St. Joseph has been and remains one of the most beautiful, lush and scenic places, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but the entire region. And what makes it ever so beautiful is the mixture of people in this region. Clarita, we see you there. Give Clarita a big up again. She has been a loyal UNC soldier for as long as I've known her. This place is beautiful because it's a mixture of cultures and religion and customs. Kennedy tells us he was born in St. Joseph too. St. Joseph is like a melting pot. Although it is quite urban, in mere minutes it transforms into the most amazingly picturesque greenery as well. And that is one of the main reasons people give for wanting to live here, because St. Joseph is simply beautiful. But as beautiful as St. Joseph is, it is troubled. Devish has walked the length and breadth, and he will tell you it is a deeply troubled place. When our great candidate Devish walks here, the number one problem all people tell him is a problem of neglect. Neglect is the fastest way for beauty to rot. If you neglect the beautiful, you will end up with ugly. Nobody wants St. Joseph to become so ugly that it is not recognizable. Neglect in St. Joseph has caused the ugliness of crime and more crime. So I will not talk more about the Alsing and his neglect of this constituency. I think everyone is very much aware. As I close, I want to say, talk about service, talk about humility, talk about representation. Service, humility, and representation. That is Devish Mirage, and that is Devish in the UNC. When Devish wins, St. Joseph wins. And when St. Joseph wins, UNC wins. And when UNC wins, everybody wins. Every single one of you in St. Joseph who has met Devish has spoken about his kindness. You have spoken about his charisma, his happiness, his glow. And I tell you this, while the P&M financiers over the last 10 years were eating our food, Devish has been serving food to people every day of the year. Devish has been for the last 10 years serving food every single day to the homeless. He did not have to do that, but that is the person that he is. He doesn't publicize that. His daddy doesn't pay for that either. He doesn't go on the golf course and talk about feeding hundreds of the less fortunate and homeless every day. He does not boast. He does it out of love, care, and service for people. So big him up, because that is what the UNC is all about. It's about service and caring. And when you do good, I say first you must see good. Then you must do good. And good will always follow you, Devish. You are an example of that. Your beautiful St. Joseph needs the hands protection of a person, a professional, a servant of the people. So before Devish head get too big, come one day, just make sure you look down Terence, politically look him down, I mean, not physically. I know you're getting a lot of challenges in these marginals with the voting. I saw the special voting, that I don't know if it's suppression of voting or deliberately frustrating you. But don't give up. Stay in the line. Stay in the line and vote them out on Monday, even if you have to wait in long lines. Bring out every single vote. So it is the end now, I think. The end is inside. It is time to end the young family era of bad governance, bad decisions, elitist policies, dangerous streets, and broken promises. It is time to free the country from the capture of Stuart Young's daddy and his financiers. We are prepared to move forward in a new direction. I close with this by telling you, this is the opportunity you have been waiting for, where your voice will be heard, where your will be cared for, where there is fairness, progress, and prosperity for all to enjoy together. April 28 is the day you vote for a leader and a party who loves you. Monday is the day to reclaim your rights as equal citizens. Monday is the day you reclaim your streets for your children to play. Monday is the day people reclaim power from the eater food financiers. Because you know Trinidad and Tobago belongs to everybody. And all of you are worthy of all the benefits our paradise has to offer. So I end as I began. I say to you, half of me belongs to you. The other half I give to you, so all of me belongs to you. You have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But I tell you again, you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Now, they want all the candidates on stage. All the candidates on stage, please. Thanks.
One hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Yes. Take a long till it's there. Happy birthday to you.
We are about to...
Happy birthday to you.
UNC, welcome Iowa George.
Happy birthday.
Iowa is here celebrating and wishing our leader.
Happy birthday to you. Somebody scream. Oh, listen, man. It's two presidents I have here. You get it, bros? The next one, I have to take off my jersey for that one.
Take it out and show them, show them. Show them, yeah!
Selector, play it.
When you
Play it, selector.
Start it!
Jesse Martin. The PLM on fire. So strong on fire. The PLM on fire. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. Who the people want? Who the people want? 10 years all the people suffering, raising tax and raising everything. Now it's time to put them out there. Yeah, everybody put your flag in here. Put your hand in here. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. Come on, Auntie. Everybody, raise your hand if you're raise your hand if you're voting Kamala. Raise your hand if you're the people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. The people want Kamala. Let me tell you. First thing, election morning, go and vote for the UNC, even if the rain falling. Go and vote for the rising sun. I think only the guy like this. There we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Jump up in the water, like the rain falling. Jump up. Take a jump for Kamala. Go and vote for Kamala. Go and vote for Kamala. Who tell you that one? The people want. The people want. The people want. Show me on your right hand. Everybody put up on your 2-1. Put up your 2-1. Show me on your right hand. Your right hand. UNC. Pull up. Somebody say yeah, yeah.
Just now,